What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This here's the Christian Trucker, and we are gonna do another weekend review about how business is going, what's going on in our life, and all that kind of good stuff. Alright, well, as y'all can see, we actually got some paper loads this week. I figured I'd shoot y'all a few pictures of them. We also had a blowout Friday night before I started taking the paper on Saturday. What had happened is a nail had got in that tire and it popped on the inside there. Well, shoot, I didn't even realize it until I was getting diesel when I got back that afternoon, Friday afternoon. Anyway, that tire cost me $494 as a hand cook or whatever, however you say them. And that was the moon last night. I figured I'd throw that in there. I thought that was a pretty shot. But yeah, we found a new paper mill to go to that wasn't gonna give us so many blues. You know, we didn't have to sit there no 10 hours. As a matter of fact, we got in there, checked in, got unloaded, and got out on our second load of that mill in less than 30 minutes. The first one was about 45 minutes, and that was only because they had a truck in front of us. Yes, that was, that was a blessing. We was actually able to get 2 loads on Saturday, taking that paper, and man, it was a dream compared to what it was when we went up to that other mill in Monticello, Mississippi. That's right, Monticello, Mississippi. That mill is not your friend. If you get a scrap paper load or a roll paper load at Monticello, Mississippi, paper mill, and you're in a hurry, you better hope you got a dropping hook. That's all I can say. When I used to do drop and hook up there, picking up roll paper, it wasn't too bad, but the scrap paper is legit nightmare. And we talked to some guys down there at the other mill. I'm not going to tell y'all that one because I don't want it flooded with folks trying to clog up our paper jam. Anyway, they were saying that they call that Monticello instead of Monticello because they go up there and they're always getting hung up for multiple hours, and it's just ridiculous because it can be done so much faster. The video footage that you're seeing is of New Orleans, Louisiana down there. When I was leaving one stop headed to another stop, I figured I would take some consistent video. It's sped up, as you can tell. I'm not really going that fast through New Orleans City. I just wanted to speed it up so I can get as much video footage as possible for y'all to see what's happening down there in New Orleans town. Matter of fact, down there at LaPlace, Louisiana, when you got off I-55 trying to get on I-10 West, they actually had that closed for a little while over the weekend and into Monday because the water was over the road there at LaPlace there's a pilot truck stop and another truck stop there. You could not get in there because the water was so deep. They had it shut down. I saw a few gators and stuff down that way, so y'all don't drive through that water down there in New Orleans and Louisiana and stuff. You'll end up getting a hook to an alligator, and an alligator will have you for breakfast. But yeah, let's see what's next. Old Timer is on vacation this week. Yeah, he wasn't able to get one last year. He's been with me well over a year now. I think almost 80 weeks, and well, he is on his first paid vacation with me, and it's kind of boring out here. It's kind of lonely. I ain't got nobody to talk to on the phone all day and all night, but he is down on the beach with the family. They're gonna be having a good time this week. I hope they have a great time. He deserves it. Feller, we worked the crap out of him over the last year and a half or so. He does good work and I can depend on him, and that's what it's about, you know, finding good people to work with that you can depend on, and y'all can all make money, because we sure ain't out here for our health and happiness unless you just love trucks. And a lot of us do love trucks, but main thing we're out here for is money, making money. That's what we are after. But yeah, we ran them 2 loads of paper on Saturday, and I went off duty at just before 10 o'clock. And I went on duty at 8 o'clock Monday morning. And well, I barely squeezed in a 34 so I could get my hours back for this week. But we managed to get it. And I got a full set of hours starting this week. And I'm probably going to run Saturday because Monday is a holiday. We try to back it up whenever we have a situation like that so everybody still gets their merchandise. Because, you know, when you're running for a direct shipper that is into retail sales, each store is expecting their truck at a certain time of the week. So Monday is our New Orleans area stuff, and well, we go down there, and we're going to go down there on Saturday. And if my day's short enough, it's usually my shortest day, so if that day is short enough, I'm hoping and praying I can yank some paper that night and get that. It's their last load they have on the ground, so that should help out if we can get it out on Saturday. And then I'd get Sunday and Monday off. We really need it because the family has been sick, and I have been so busy I haven't been able to be home to be much help. We've all had the stomach flu and the crud, and it's been going on for a couple of weeks, y'all. It's been rough down our way. I think we're all coming out of the woods, coming through the tunnel. We can see the light, and hopefully things are going to get better, because whenever the family is sick, oh man, the days are just hard. I mean, you can't do the clothes, you can't do the dishes. The animals, is hard to get them fed, because we got chickens and dogs and everything outside. I mean, we got a tree done over at my father-in-law's house, and I hadn't even been able to get over there and clean up the mess. But we had to get that tree cut down because it would have fell on the house, and it's just, things are kind of backing up. But I'm hoping next week we'll start getting some more normality. Things are starting to slow down in the retail market. I can tell because the loads that I'm getting are increasing in stops, which means each store's orders are getting thinner. Whenever things is booming, you get 1 or 2 stops per load, but whenever things start slowing down, you'll end up with 6, 5, 4. I would much rather have the 1 and 2 stop days, because that way I would know that business is going to be kicking off and keeping up. Me and Old Timer both are going to stay busy, but you have to play with the market. You have to be prepared for the slow times. That's why we are expanding our services, and we're making a few pivots to prepare in case things were to get worse. And you want to be versatile. That was the other thing I wanted to touch on about when you're purchasing equipment. Keep in mind, you want to be versatile. You don't want to lock yourself in a corner. Say like these 102 foot van swinging doors are very versatile. I can use them at my local shipper. I can use them over the road. If they're under 10 years old, you can use them at a lot of the paper mills and stuff. If they're air ride, you can do fragile cargo. You want to make sure the equipment that you get is very versatile. See, I almost backed myself in a corner when I got the 2 liftgate trailers, but doing what I do, it makes a huge difference when you're unloading heavy merchandise. To have that gate, to have that ability to help the customer really makes a difference. I'll be right back. And at the same time, I like to painting myself into a corner by getting the single axle truck. Now, I knew ahead of time that it was fine for what I was doing, but if I ever lost what I was doing, I was going to be without, anything to haul for that little truck. You can take them out on the spot market and get light loads, but they're fewer and further between. You're better off having a tandem with a little sleeper, short, wheelbase. That way you can get in and out of tight places. But I was thinking that it would be the best thing, when in actuality, I could have got myself in a bind, but everything worked out, and I was in a position where I would have been able to afford it, even if I had to go back down to just me. But with me and Old Timer running local and everything, it worked out, and we was able to push through. And now I'm making some pivots to make sure we get more OTR trucks. And as we get OTR trucks, I will be able to go home and dispatch and tend to the things at home that need to be tended to. I can actually see that happening. If not by this December, the next December. I can really see things coming through and getting the business to where it can be ran from home, and that's the ideal situation. That was the secondary goal when I started the business. When I started the business, The primary goal was to get financially fit, pay off my house. Because before I started it, they were getting ready to come get our home. You know, they were getting ready to repossess. And that was the primary goal when I started the business, to get that done, to pay for the home. The secondary goal is, like I said, to get the company built up to where I can work it from the house. You know, and that's where we're at. The scorecard is we have 3 trucks, 4 trailers, and we have access to a flatbed. We have 2 direct shippers. We have 1 OTR truck, and he's, as far as I can tell, he's loving it. He's doing well. We're very versatile in his scheduling. He can work whenever he wants, basically. You know, we can make as much money as we need to. That's the way I like it, and I think that's the way he enjoys things going. And we were talking about that today, whether he wanted to come in and work local or stay on the road. I really think that he enjoys the road way better than he does working local. And I enjoy having the truck over the road right now because the rates are so well out there. I want more of them out there. You know, as a businessman, I'd love to have 20 trucks OTR right now. You talk about, especially if you got some good drivers, you can make some serious money. Oh man, but we don't. We got to grow slow. That's kind of the way the industry is made. I'm planning on continued growth until the good Lord stops me. The ultimate goal would build the largest transportation company ever. But it's all in God's hands and the way things go. All it takes is 1 or 2 big things to happen right now, and I'd be out of business, no different than any other owner operator. I mean, I could park a truck or park a trailer, but something like a major accident or anything like that, and we'd be done. We'd be history. But we're going to move on from that. That's pretty much all that's going on this week. I wanted to touch on something that was kind of an enlightening moment yesterday. I was listening to Jim Ron, and it was one of his takes that I haven't never heard before. It was about happiness. He said, you have to study happiness. And I never thought about it like that. I never thought about it as a study. But it makes perfect sense to me because, God wants to bless us, but we actually have to make the steps. He will bless your journey, but brothers, you have to take the steps. You have to actually do the work and open the doors for the good Lord to bless you. So, we shouldn't sit back and expect happiness either. We shouldn't sit back and just wait on it to fall out of the sky and just appear in our lap. To be happy, you should study happiness. What makes you happy? What makes others happy? And you work towards that. You don't just sit there like a lump on the log saying, I'm not happy today. Maybe I'll be happy tomorrow. No. You need to structure your life. You need to study the things that would make you happy. Because life is short. We have a limited amount of time on this earth. We have a limited amount of time to enjoy the blessings that the good Lord gives us. Even when things get to be their worst, the good Lord is still blessing us because there's always somebody out there that's got it worse. And it was a neat way to look at being happy, to getting the most out of life, to study it, to figure out where your happiness and put yourself there. Anyway, that's all for today. So God bless you all far and beyond your wildest dreams. We will catch y'all on the next ride.